Hey, what's up guys? Me and Mir are back for another update to Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. This is just going to be a small one, but it could be a big deal for some of you guys. Just want to give you a heads up that apparently the physical edition of the game, so the disc copy, according to a Japanese webpage, will not actually have the characters built in on the disc. Instead, when you get the disc, it will include a code to redeem the Season 1 and 2 characters instead. So essentially, the AE disc will just be a normal Street Fighter V copy. It'll just include the codes with it. So yeah, just a heads up to you guys for that. It might not affect most of you guys, but some of you it definitely will. The downsides to having it done this way, and this is done this way with a bunch of other different games besides, fighting games. For one, it'll make it harder to purchase online outside of Steam, because you have to make sure that wherever you're buying this from, let's say you're just buying the key for the game, you have to make sure that you're also getting the character keys as well, because this game will pretty much not be worth it for 40 bones if you're not getting those characters, because right now Street Fighter V goes for about like 20 bones. You can find it now, and you might as well just get that, right? Another thing is that you can't buy this game used. If you go to like, a dumpster bin, a gaming bin, and you find a copy of AE, most likely if it's used, they've already redeemed the character codes for that disc. So then, once again, I don't think it'll be worth it unless you find it for like, less than $5 or something. And then another thing, if you just don't happen to have access to internet for whatever reason in your area, or you're on a trip or something, you won't be able to redeem the characters until you have access to internet. But Mir, like, there's all the content's like online anyways. And another thing too is if you happen to lose your account for whatever reason, it gets hacked or something happens, someone steals your key or something, you want to make a new account, then you've already redeemed your character code, and therefore you cannot transfer those characters onto their other account. So a lot of minor inconveniences for sure, and this obviously benefits Capcom because it'll help stop people from buying used copies and such for the game that to buy the actual disc or straight off Steam. And personally, I feel like it's just a huge missed opportunity to resell the disc to people that actually already have the game. Even though that's something that Capcom doesn't want to express, right? We don't want that feeling of you're supposed to be, you buy the disc and that's all you need, right? So you don't want to force people to buy a new disc, but it would be nice because, for example, if you're someone who doesn't have the Season 1 and 2 characters already, or just like 1 or 2 characters, it would still be worth it to pick up the AE disc, redeem those characters, and then you would have all the modes, the story mode, the trials, the survival, all of that to unlock fight money, and you can accumulate a ton of fight money from a fresh disc copy now, and then you can save all that fight money for other stuff that you want to purchase. So I think that would still be worth it, and you can still do that if it turns out this way. It's just that you got to be careful to make sure you get those character codes. So this is not 100% confirmed for Street Fighter V AE discs outside of Japan. But it looks like it's going to be that way. Like, why would they do it just for Japan, and just have they don't get the short stick, right? So I don't know. How do you feel about this, Mira? I mean,
well, definitely, this seems like it's the way that Capcom wanted to like release this disc, so that if you already own the game, you can redeem the codes in your account and just not having to worry about creating basically a new profile, so you can keep all of your progress. But we can already mentioned that it's quite expensive, to get the characters, and we don't know if they're going to come with the battle costumes, like the season pass.
Oh yeah, that's another good point too. Yeah.
So, it's definitely interesting in a sense that there are some downsides to it, but it's probably because it's easier for Capcom just to release the codes like this instead of creating an actual new copy of the disc, and going through the effort of actually adding additional content on the disc itself.
Like the game box cover looks nice though. So.
Oh yeah,
at least
the box art looks nice.
Yeah, it does. But anyways, before we close off this video, I just want to talk to you a little about the TWFighter Major that happened last weekend. That tournament was just an absolute blast. Super stacked. And it was really entertaining, a lot of the matches. I especially want to talk about Dogra. Man, winning that tournament was awesome. I was cheering for him. And going against the Daywalker, Kazunoko, who's doing so many wake-up DPs. It was just crazy, but check out this clip, guys, of this crazy comeback from Dogra.
Stars. Working on the perfect. The mirror is there. The mirror is there. The mirror is there. Ready? Okay. Doesn't have enough to stun though. One more for stun though. Ready? What's a read? There it is! Does he have enough resources to pull this out? Yes he does. Had to burn 2 meters for it.
And then another thing I want to talk about as well, and a lot of people have been talking about, is this weird thing that Tokido does. I guess he has some new tech now, where before all of Tokido's matches, when he gets up to the station, he'll actually take out a measuring tape and start measuring the distance between him up to his nose, like to the monitor. So like, I don't know what's up with that, Mir. Like, do you hear anything about that from the spectators?
Yes, the commentators actually were explaining the hidden lore behind this secret tech, I guess.
Yeah.
And apparently it is so that you are at the right distance from the monitor, so you can see the entirety of the monitor and everything that's happening on screen without being distracted by what's happening behind the monitor, so that only the monitor's in your field of view instead of having distracting stuff happening around. And that's why certain monitors have those like black flaps on the side,
the wings,
and that's supposed to help you with distracting things that might happen at the sides of the monitor.
Okay, but could you just do you have to use measuring tape for this? Can't you just sit down and look at the monitor, just judge it yourself? I mean, does it have to be this precise?
I guess it's you could use the hands for measuring. You just put it in front of your nose.
Oh man.
The other thing is that I guess that at this point Tokido knows it's basically a meme, right? And it's just continuing to do it for the sake of entertainment.
It's putting on the show.
I'm pretty sure he knows, like,
yeah.
This point.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like when we play like FPS and we pay attention to like pixel skipping. Like that's how crazy this is. Like, it's a pixel skipping where you need like a high native DPI to make sure you're not skipping a single pixel. On the sensitivity. That's it's a little it's going a little overboard. It's a little too much for sure. But Tokido's the evil champion. He could do whatever he wants. I mean, if he wants, if you want that small of an advantage over something, go hard. Also, word on the street on Twitter from High Fight said that Tokido, he does a lot of his hit confirms, especially off like standing medium kick, by the stun bar. So that's like an old school way to confirm things. So rather than looking at your opponent and seeing you physically hit them, whether they're hitting or blocking, or looking at their life bar, because in this game when you block you take gray damage, right? Instead you look at the stun meter for the confirm, and if you see the stun meter go up, it'll only go up on hit, right? So when if you're standing too far from the monitor, right, or if you're standing too close, sorry, your eyes have to move too much because you're looking at the stun and you're looking back at the characters, right? If you go too far, then it's a little too hard to see the stun meter go up because you're too far. So maybe this distance helps them just confirm it better. I don't know. But it's funny nonetheless. So it's definitely a meme, and I'm sure Tokido's going to continue doing this.
Of course, it's the way he does it that makes it funny. It's not the concept in and of itself. Like, the concept's fine. It's just that pulling out the tape is just very peculiar. I'll put it like that. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll see more memes ahead. I'm sure someone else is going to try to top this in some way, shape, or form. It's only a matter of time at this point in FGC. So yeah, let's close off this video. Still no news on Zeku. I don't know what's going on, but knowing our luck, Mir, I wouldn't be surprised if they just announced him today, right after this video. So
wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, seriously, with our luck. But let's see how it is. Guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this. Don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep you posted on more fighting game news in the future. So till then, take care.
See ya.